Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series for Farming Simulator 22. This is going to take the place of our other Elmcreek Start From Scratch run. This is going to be another Elmcreek Start From Scratch, but with a little bit of a twist in it. As you can see from the title and probably the thumbnail of this video, this is going to be a tribute, I guess, run for my grandfather. My grandfather passed away a couple years back, but he was a farmer as far back as I can remember, as all his life. And everybody in my family in that area of the country was farmers. And I figured I'd do a little bit of a tribute run and pay some homage to him. I asked my grandmother if it was okay to feature him. At some point, I'll probably show you guys some pictures of him. My aunt's going to be sending me some over, so I'll show you those later in the series. She was not able to give them to me in time for this first episode, but that's okay. I wanted to at least get this thing started. The other thing I'm going to say real quick is it felt a little weird for me to make money off my grandfather's memory. My grandmother probably would have been okay with it, but I decided to do something a little bit different. For the first 3 months that the series is live, is going on, I'm going to take all those 3 months, all the money I make from that 3 months, and I'm going to donate it to a charity. I already picked out a charity, feedthehungry.org. I figured farming in a video game to feed people seemed like a pretty cool idea. And I know it would be a charity that my grandfather would have been grateful for as well. So any money, I'll actually probably show it either live or on a video or something like that at the end of 3 months, once we hit the 3 months. So basically, I guess the end of February, March, April, end of April, beginning of May, I'll show you guys how much money all of the videos for this series made, and I will be donating all of that money to the charity, just to kind of help out a little bit. I might actually donate more than that, but it's gonna be a little hard for me to keep up with it for years to come, to make sure I can figure out which money goes for that video and which not. So I figure the first 3 months, that's probably where most of the money is going to come from anyway, and we'll go with that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video, but hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this. All right, here we are. Before we get into the game itself, I did kind of want to show you the area or kind of what it looked like. This is an area near where my grandfather had his farms. In fact, he might have actually owned some of this land. I honestly don't remember exactly which land he owned, but I know it was in this area. And as you can see, it's just farms as tightly and compactly as you could possibly put them. There are farms everywhere. And if I were to zoom out more, which I can do a little bit, you'll just see the farms go on forever. This is near Arkansas, Missouri. Actually, the Mississippi is over here to the east, a little bit further away, but farms as far as the eye can see in this area of the United States. So definitely definitely a lot of that's what the community was all about. That's what these towns were built around, was these farms and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to show you that got, like I said, I don't remember exactly which fields my grandfather owned, but I know he owned quite a few of those because I went on several trips in his tractor with him to go check out his fields a few times. So here we are in game, and I wanted to show you, here is the map, and here are the farms, the fields that I've decided to pick out. I picked out 3 fields for right now, and we're going to definitely grow from there. The next one we're probably going to grab is going to be either 41 or 53, and then we'll continue to grow from there. But here's a few rules that I'm going to be putting on this run, kind of in honor of the tribute. There were only 4 crops that my grandfather grew. He grew cotton, he grew soybeans, he grew winter wheat, which is the kind of wheat that we have in this game, and then he grew what's called Milo, which is actually a Kentucky variant of sorghum, which I actually didn't know until very recently. I looked it up. But those are the 4 crops he grew, so those are the only 4 crops that we're going to grow in this game. But in addition to that, my grandmother actually worked at a blue jean factory. She made blue jeans. And so I decided to, with the cotton, we're going to go ahead and turn that all the way up into cloth, and make clothes out of it, I should say. We're going to turn it into fabric and make clothes out of that. Kind of in honor of that side of things as well. I figured that would be kind of a cool way to make use of the cotton, also make the most profit from it. I'm not sure if we'll ever do anything with the sorghum and the winter wheat. We might at some point. Obviously, my grandfather didn't own a bakery or any of that kind of stuff, but he would have been contributing to those types of things. So I think adding those into the game might not be a bad idea either. And then the soybeans, as far as I know, there's nothing to turn those into at this time. So as far as the production facilities, we do currently have this facility up here, which is the Spinnery. We're going to be able to drop our stuff off the Spinnery. And very nice. Somebody decided to move into into town and drop a tailor shop right here by the store. I thought that was really cool of him. So we went ahead and picked that up so that we can turn our fabric into clothes itself. So very nice of them to have that tailor shop right here, right next to the store. Very easy for us to drop off and then take it to the store and sell. But anyway, so again, here's our fields. Actually, the fields currently, surprisingly, start off with soybeans on this field, oats on this one, which, we're not going to be doing oats in this game past this first initial harvest. And then we've got canola here. So should be 3 easy crops to pick up. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to plant cotton on all 3 of these, because that is going to be the best way for us to make enough profit to start buying other fields. We're going to immediately switch these all to cotton as quickly as possible. A couple other rules. As much as possible, I'm going to be using John Deere tractors. Those are the types of tractors that my grandfather used. So John Deere everywhere we possibly can. I think he might have had a couple case tractors somewhere in there. So for the cotton, I do very much remember a red cotton harvester that he had. I'm not 100% sure if it was case. I was too young to remember. But we're going to go ahead and probably pick up the cased cotton harvester early on because it's way cheaper. But other than that, everything else should be John Deere if there is one available. The only other rule I'm going to throw in here is contracts. This is not going to be a contract. I'm not going to be doing contracts like crazy like I did in the last run. The only contracts I'm going to do are contracts that are either using equipment we already have or on one of those 4 crops: soybeans, cotton, sorghum, or wheat. So those are the only 4 crops I will do contracts for, just to kind of trim back on the number of contracts as well. And the only reason I'm doing those is because I know for a fact my grandfather would have helped out the people in his neighborhood. There's no reason why he would not have. If he'd been able to and had the time, he would have gone out and helped, his neighbors. And so I figured that's kind of how the contracts are going to work for me. We will be using workers. My grandfather had several people, some of the guys in town that would come and help out with the farm that he paid for many, many years. So workers are definitely part of that as well. So there you go. There's the groundwork, the ground rules. But let's get this started. I've already bought, like I said, the 3 fields, and I've already bought the 2 production facilities. So we don't have a lot of money left. But we are going to be picking us up a tractor real quick, so I figured I'd bring you guys along for that. We're going to buy our first tractor, at least literally everything else. And I think I've done the math right, hopefully, that this will work out mathematically to be okay. We're going to come over here. We're going to buy this John Deere 6R series. We can't go too crazy with this because we just don't have the money for it. So we are going to start with the lowest horsepower for right now, and we will move it up at some point in the future if we are able to. We are going to buy this one because we're going to be using this one all the time. And then everything else we use will be leased. So first off, we do need to get some harvesters out here to harvest the canola as well as the oats over here. We are not going to be doing straw, by the way. Even if we do winter wheat, we're not going to be doing straw. My grandfather never baled anything that, as far as I remember. So we're just going to let it just cycle back in. We're not going to bother with that at all. Let's get us a trailer for picking this stuff up, as well as the harvester stuff that we need. I'd probably just go with this cheap trailer on the front, right? I mean, that's going to be okay. I mean, we do have these $9,000 trailers, but honestly, this one on the front is going to be just fine. So let's grab you. We are going to lease you. Does mean lots of back and forth trips to the store because we are going to be only picking up what we need at any given point in time, at least for the first little bit. We are going to get us a harvester. I'm going to grab this just cheaper John Deere right here, and we're going to be leasing you. And then we are going to go to the combinations, and we're going to be getting for the oats and the soybean, or oats and the canola, obviously soybeans at some point as well. The only problem is the soybeans won't be ready to harvest for 2 more months. That's like borderline of whether or not you hold on to the equipment that long, but it's basically break even. So we probably will hold on to the equipment to be able to harvest it right away. But I was hoping to be closer than that so that we could save a little bit of money. Not to be, though. All right. So we are going to go ahead. Let me turn on auto start. I do prefer auto start usually. Where is that? Yep, there we go. We'll turn on the trailer fill limits. Why not? And I think I usually have that on as well. Looks good. Like I said, we are doing hard mode, so things are going to be, tough in their own right. Get you hooked up. Get you rolling over to our field. Like I said, the rule about using workers, though, is that I have to be using, or I'm going to try as best as possible to remember this, but I have to be using one of the tractors myself. I don't mind letting other people do stuff with the tractors if we have extras, but as much as possible, I've got to be working one of the tractors myself. That's my goal. It's a bit high on the engine noise. I know people like the engine noise, but it's a little loud for me, so I'm going to turn it down a smidge. Let me know if that is too quiet, though. I will turn it back up, and I'll just suffer through it. But hopefully we're okay. I didn't pick up a trailer for this. I'm hoping we can make it over there just fine. I probably will need to pick up a trailer at some point, though. Thankfully, the fields are not too far away. So even though we are going to be returning equipment every cycle, every year, hopefully it doesn't take us too long to get it back over here. It's a race. It's a race. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. Oh, we're not going to win. I almost hit him. Oh, goodness. It's the little things, guys. Come on, buddy. I know your tractor goes faster than that. So we are pretty low on money. If I did the math right, once we get cotton on all these fields, we should be making about $70,000 a year from our cotton. Now, once you take out the $20,000 a year for the loan interest, that leaves us with $50,000 a year, and then all of the equipment I think is about $40,000. So we're only going to have about $10,000 of profit. So we will want to do some contracts, like I said, but not too many. Hopefully, I really don't want this to turn into a contract run. All right, let's go ahead and get the get a little header here so we can turn around easier. Why did you not go? I know I hit the button. Oh, helps if I'm paying attention, guys. Oh no, I destroyed 2 feet of crop. There we go. Gonna get a little bit of money off of this early crop, although it's not fully, you know, fertilized and all that stuff, so it's not super great yields, but at least it's something to start with. Help us pay for a little bit of this early stuff. Oh, that is one of my fields too. Ha! Ha! I'm too used to not having fields this close. My bad. Sorry. I destroyed my field. And I'm going to have to do like a little header over here as well, just to be able to turn around better. We'll just cut it at this angle. Look at all that crop I just destroyed. Actually, that's still growing. I'm surprised that it destroyed the crop, because I know early on you can still run crop over, or run over your field without destroying it, but I guess it's just past the stage where you can do that. There we go. All right, that's a good start. We'll be able to turn around there. Actually, a decent-sized field. Compared to the other run that I was doing, the other Elmcreek run, where we started with these fields up here, this is a good-sized field, guys. I think it's a total of 11 acres between these 3 fields, so not bad. As far as mods, I have all of the Giants mods that they have on the store. So anybody can get those, whether you play Xbox or otherwise. I think the only 3 mods that I have that you can't get off the store, I have a Sleep Anywhere mod, because I don't have an actual house. I just have that that little trailer over there, which you can't actually sleep at, but I'm pretending that you can. So I don't have the actual house, but I have that. So we're going to be able to sleep anywhere to take advantage of that. And then the only other mods that I have are, I have an auto load mod, because it's just a pain in the derriere to try and load stuff up, to be honest. And it just takes too long. I wanted to speed things up a little bit for the YouTube, plus my own sanity. I don't really like the loading stuff. But so I have that, and then I have a place anywhere mod, which is why I was able to put the fabric store over by the store. I just figured it was kind of cool to have it over there, so I grabbed that mod as well. And as far as I know, none of those three aren't available for Xbox, but really they're just more quality of life for my own sanity. I think we're going to get a lot of crop off this one. In fact, probably not going to get much more than one full harvester load. I think we can fertilize the soybeans one more time. Let's see. He's plowing over there too, though. But yeah, we should be able to. Let me turn off the plowing just to see what else it needs. Yeah, just actually doesn't have any fertilizing on it. I don't know if we can get 2 fertilizing stages in time, but we can definitely should be able to get 1 at least. Get a little bit more yield off of that soybean. So like I said, our first thing we're going to be doing is cotton on all 3 fields. As soon as we can buy another field, like I said, either 42 or 41 or 53 over here, we will then convert probably our smallest field over here to soybeans. And then, you know, as we buy more and more fields, we'll eventually, you know, be able to do all 4 crops at some point in time. We're not going to be able to do all 4 crops right away. It's just, I wasn't able to buy enough fields to make that profitable because the cotton equipment costs so much money. The other 3, we could just do the other 3 crops to be fair. And use all the same equipment and then work our way up to cotton. But I really wanted to start with cotton. Cotton is the crop that I remember my grandfather doing the most. He might have done others more, but that's the one I remember the most. And so I was like, you know, whatever. We'll do that. Plus, it's the best profit, to be fair. So we'll start with cotton, work that until we can afford another field, and then slowly work in the other crops as we go. I did all the math, just in case you're curious. You need about 7.5 acres of land to make cotton profitable. Like, that's the break-even point for cotton once you lease all the equipment. 7.5 acres of land. Interestingly enough, I calculated for soybeans as well. You need 7.5 acres of soybeans to make it break even. Their harvester is a little bit cheaper, but also the crop sells for less. But about 7.5 acres will be break even for us. Well, I should clarify that. That's break even for us, assuming we've already got a lot of the equipment because of the cotton. So once we got the cotton down, we'll need 7.5 acres more to make the soybeans technically profitable. I'm going to do it a little bit sooner than that because I'm not going to wait till 7 acres to do soybeans because we'll still be making profit off the cotton, so I'm okay with that. But that is kind of our ideal goal, is about 7.5 acres for each of those crops at some point in time. And then probably not quite as many for the other crops because the other crops will already use the soybean harvester, right? So the only problem there is just the different time frame of when we can actually harvest. So canola should sell for a decent price, although ideally we would want to wait till December to sell it for the best price possible. In case you're wondering why I keep looking up, I have a calendar and a list of all the prices for everything. That way I know exactly what sells when. Because unfortunately, the in-game pricing scale is not accurate. It does not work. Hopefully they fix it at some point, but as far as I can tell, it's pretty, well, fairly useless. I mean, I think some of the fluctuation is relatively accurate, like when the prices are supposed to be the highest, but other than that, it's just really hard to use it, unfortunately. So I just use an external spreadsheet that gives me all the information. So like I said, this will be a mostly John Deere farm. At some point, we will get the John Deere cotton harvester. 100%. I want to get that because it's pretty cool. I like it. But we'll have to start with the case. We just can't afford it. It's too expensive this early on. Now, I could have bought like the really big field down here, but my grandfather didn't just have one giant field. He had a bunch of smaller fields, and I figured going the smaller field route just, again, in honor of that memories that I have, felt a little bit more realistic for that type of thing. Not saying we'll never buy the big field. Why not? But it will not be an early on purchase for us. Oh, sorry, come on. Hit the wrong button. Shouldn't take us too much longer to get this harvested off. Then we'll have to go get the oats. I don't know if we'll save this or not. I mean, the grain silo is not too far away. We can store it down here. Or not here, sorry. We want to go to the train station. Where's the train station? It's over here. So we can go to the train station to store it because that's a free silo that we can use. Because we can't afford to buy one right now for ourselves, obviously. Not that we would really want one since we're going to be doing cotton for the first few cycles. There's no point in having a silo because cotton doesn't go in a silo. We might get one at some point for the wheat, soybeans, and sorghum. Although, to be perfectly honest, as best as I can remember, my grandfather never had his own silo. He just used a community silo that they had for all the farmers in the area. So going to the community silo here would be pretty realistic in that regard. I'm going to go ahead and hire a worker for right now so that we can grab the tractor and try to go unload from him real quick. Be able to turn around here? I don't think we can. We'll have to go up and come back. Might fill up this trailer already, won't it? Huh, it did. All right, let's go. We're going to drop this off. Where's the closest? Which one's closer? This one over here? Or this one over here? Actually, we're like dead middle of both. It doesn't really matter. I wish there was like a road to go through here, but it's just not. I think it's going to be a little bit easier for us to go to the right. So we'll just go up here and turn around. And yeah, actually will be, especially if we cut through our little field area right here. Let the worker finish that up while we're transporting this. I'm going to store this for right now, unless, let's check the price real quick. I don't think the price is going to be very good right now, but you never know. $603. And the price we're looking for canola is $866. $603 is literally average, 100% average, but we can definitely make more if we wait a little bit longer. So we'll go drop this off at the train station and save it for a little bit. Try to make as much money as we can. Try to min-max a little bit here. We can skirt around the edge of this field here. Give me the car. Sorry. Coming through. There's a collectible up there. We're gonna get what, a little bit over 10,000 liters from this once all said and done. So I mean that's gonna be, you know, good 8,000 bucks. Might as well grab this while we're here. I'm not gonna go out of my way to get collectibles, but I'll grab a couple while we see them. Just might as well. I was trying to keep it more realistic in the last run, but you know what? At the end of the day, you know, just seasons with start from scratch is hard enough as it is. Might as well help us out a little bit by picking up occasional collectible that we see along the way, because otherwise it just slows everything down way too much, probably. I think that was the problem with the last series. It felt like it was going really slow, and I was doing way more contracts than I wanted to. All right, let's go. He looks like he's almost done over there. So we'll be ready to finish this up, and we probably won't be prepping this field just yet, because I kind of want to make sure we have enough money for everything we need. We don't have to be in too big a hurry, because the cotton's not ready to plant until, what is it, February? So we'll plant the cotton in February. Actually, we might plant the cotton in March. Get on that cycle. Because at some point when we do soybeans... Yeah, when we do soybeans, we'll probably want to plant those in May so we can... Or no, so we'll plant those in April so we can harvest them in October. I don't want the same harvest every month. I want to kind of cycle the harvest. So I'm trying to plan out the harvest based on one crop per month once we get to that point. We'll see. For these first few cycles, I guess it's okay to plant it the earliest phase possible. Hey, you missed a spot. Or I'm just a really bad driver and cause you to get confused. Finish up this field. We'll call it episode after that, though, and we'll do some more stuff in the next episode. Since we're almost done. Man, we're almost getting... Actually, we're going to get a lot more out of here. I thought we were going to get about 10, 12,000 liters. We're going to get almost 16,000 liters. Almost 2 full loads. Not quite, but quite a bit. Go grab that last little bit over there just because it's going to bother me otherwise. At least this harvester's pretty quick. It feels really good being on these larger fields, guys. I don't know. I was enjoying the intro series, that first series. We learned a lot, but man, it was slow with those small fields. This is definitely a much better pace, I think. Or at least I hope it will be. All right, well, there we go, guys. First episode in, first set of crops harvested, although it's a crop that we're not going to be doing ever again as far as this playthrough is concerned. Hopefully you guys are excited about the cotton to come, and hopefully you guys are excited about the rest of the series. I got a lot of good feedback from the survey, or from the poll, I should say, asking which type of series you guys wanted, and a very large chunk of you guys said the Grandfather Tribute, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this as much as I will enjoy making it. And please, let your friends know, or let family know, whoever, to watch the series and support it. to help with the going to the charity, because I think that'll be a good cause to help people. We're literally farming to feed people. I think that's really cool. But I do appreciate you guys watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, become a member, whatever you want to do to help support the channel. Give me comments, let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.